What's your full name? Do you have your middle name is your Mary Frances Trulli?
Yeah.
And when were you really born? What was it?
No, I was just Mary Longo.
Mary Longo. You gave yourself the middle name.
Yeah, then I got Teresa when I got confirmed.
Mm.
But that don't count.
Well, yeah, some people use that. But you didn't really have a middle name. Were you
No.
born August 10th or August 11th?
August 10th.
1919.
Yeah.
And there were 11 kids in your family?
Mm-hmm.
What number were you?
I don't know.
Mike, Josie?
Josie's first.
Josie's first, then Mike.
Then Tony.
Tony. Then you? Or
Frank.
Frank, then you.
Then me.
So you were the fifth.
Then Rose.
Then Rose.
Then Ralphie. Then Pete.
Pete was younger than Ralphie?
Pete was
Yeah.
older.
Older than Ralph.
And then Ralph, and then Lizzie after Ralph.
Okay. And then Johnny and Eddie?
Mm.
And your mother's name was Amelia?
Mm-hmm.
Was she born?
Lavecchia.
And where was she born? Do you remember where? In Italy?
Yeah, in Naples, I think.
Avelina? Was she Avelina?
Yeah.
And what about your father?
I don't know where he was born.
He was born in Italy, though?
Yeah, I think Bruzzese or something. I don't know.
Did you ever meet any of your grandparents?
Uh-uh.
Never knew anything about them?
Mm-mm.
What's the earliest memory that you have of when you were a kid? When you were a little kid, what do you remember? Anything that happened when you were little?
Mm-mm.
You don't remember anything about school when you went to grade
when
school?
I went to first grade.
What do you remember?
I didn't like it, and I went home, and they put me in first grade again.
2 times?
I didn't want to go to school. So I must have been 6 years old, or 7 in the first grade.
You remember what school you went to?
Bonnier.
Elementary? Was it elementary?
Elementary.
How high did it go up to? 8?
No,
6?
to the 4th grade.
And then
They
where?
only had 2 floors.
Wow.
So there was two in the first floor and 2 on the second. Rooms for different people. For kids, like
Then where did you go?
1, 2, 3, 4, then you went to junior high.
Junior high was 5th, 6th?
Yeah. To either, I think it was St. George's. No.
Was it Catholic school or public school?
No, it was public. I don't know.
Public school.
I can't remember the name.
Who did you go to school with?
I don't know myself. Just
What
went.
about the other kids?
We lived only a block away from the school.
So didn't you all walk together to
We all
school?
went to school. I don't remember who went
Do you
with
remember
me.
any of your friends from then?
Mm-mm.
How about junior high school? You don't remember anybody from junior high
No.
school or anything that happened? Any of
Mm-mm.
your teachers? How about any teachers you had? Can't remember a teacher? One of your favorite
No,
teachers?
No, no.
You didn't like school?
I hated school.
What about high school? Did you go all the way through high school?
I went
To how?
till the 9th grade and then I quit.
You quit in the 9th grade. They let you quit?
Huh?
They let you quit?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
was 15 and a half, I think.
And you were going to stay home and take
Stay
care of...
home and cook and do work.
Was your mother sick at that time?
Yeah.
Was she already in the hospital?
Well, she was in and out, you know. But she had Eddie, and I was only 13, and I had to take care of him.
Did she have a breakdown? Did they
Yeah.
think she had a nervous
I
breakdown?
think so. I think that's what it is, because the doctors gave her some medicine, blew up her stomach and her head. She was going nuts.
After he was born?
Yeah.
After
he
Eddie was born.
So there was a lady used to come in and,
What year was Eddie born?
hell, I don't know.
Wait a minute. You said you're 13 years older than Eddie?
Mm-hmm.
Or 12?
13.
Okay, so you were just 85. He's 72? So you were born 1919.
Yeah.
So he was born 19...
42?
No, maybe 32,
32.
right?
Here's a book right on there.
1990. Yeah, 32, 1932.
Well, that was
So
a
that's-
depression.
Right, and Johnny was already born. He was older.
Yeah, he was 3 years older.
Oh, he's 3 years older than Eddie, so now he's 75,
Mm-hmm.
and he's sick. And Ralph is sick.
79.
Ralphie's 79. So the girls are healthier than the boys in your family, right?
Seems that
Seems
way.
that way. All the girls.
Rose was the only
the
one
one
that
that-
had bone cancer.
Is that what they actually said it was, bone or blood?
Bone cancer.
She had it in her back.
I
She
don't-
died at, she was only 58, right?
58, yeah.
58. Like,
Like my father died 58.
so
My
you
father-
more or less took care of the house? Where was Josie?
She was working.
She was working and she was helping too, everybody?
Helping everybody had worked.
Who got married? Who was already married and out?
Well, Mike was out. He went out. He didn't want to stay home. He went on his own.
Now this was on a street where you were born.
He was in the Army. He went in the Army. I remember him, and Johnny went in the Army, and Tony was in the Marines.
This was all before World War II?
Mm-hmm.
They all went in before the war or during the war?
No, there was no war, I don't
No.
think.
So do you remember anything about high school? No dances? Did you
No,
go
I
to
never
dances?
went out and
No.
dancing. They never had dancing. They had swimming,
Yeah.
but I never wanted to go swimming. I didn't go. I took another class or so.
Took a different class, not a swimming class, right?
No. I'm trying to think of that
about-
school.
Your high school, what was the name of the high school?
That's what I'm trying
Was
to
that
think.
by... This is melting all
Move
over
that.
the place. Look, it's all melting all over the tablecloth.
It'll go all over, yeah. Leave it.
Oh,
shit. It's stuck.
Alright. So, you can't remember what the high school was? Mount Oliver? Bon Air? Those were all the...
And when I went to Bon Air School
Yeah.
till the 4th grade. Then I don't remember the other school. It was in, I think it was in, what the hell's that street, Charles Street? I don't know, I don't remember.
So you said you used to bake bread in the mornings.
Yeah, I baked it at night. Made it at night, and then 3 o'clock get up and roll them all out in a big board, cover them, and go back to bed. Then my father would say, go to sleep. I'll heat up the furnace, and he'd put them all when it was real red. He'd take all the coals out. He'd burn coals in there. And he had a great big long thing with a long handle. to put the bread on, to throw it way in the back. You know, put all the 12 at once. But, oh, it was delicious when you ate a piece of toast with bread.
You bake bread every day?
Well, no, most sure, 12 loaves, and maybe it lasted a week.
Yeah, with 12 kids. 12, well, there were 13.
No, they weren't all around.
They weren't all around.
No, who was working, who this, who didn't eat, you know. Then my father would make the great big frying pan with 2 burners with potatoes, onions, and eggs all together like a frittata. And we all ate that. Boy, was that good.
We should have had eggs and onions.
I was going to ask you, but I didn't think you wanted it.
Oh, shoot. I would have had that rather than the sandwich.
Cold cuts, yeah.
All right.
Well,
So,
I don't know. I think that I didn't care for that chicken, and I shouldn't have bought nothing because of the mussels were enough for me with the bread. I didn't need that dish. I didn't buy it with what she took me.
oh, okay. So, what year did you meet Daddy? Do you remember? Was it the same year you got married? Or you
Yeah.
already knew him a couple years?
No, I knew him once a year before, but I never paid attention. I was too young.
He used to come to Pittsburgh for vacation,
Yeah,
right?
every year.
To visit the
'Cause
Renzis?
they lived on the other end of the river.
Right. So they visited Renzis, who were the people that helped Grandpa come to America, right?
Yeah.
He
yeah.
was the sponsor, Angelo Renzi.
Yeah.
And then they were Aunt Irene's godparents.
Yeah.
So that's how you met him? You saw him visiting the Renzis?
Yeah.
They were down the street from you?
No, they were like from here to Johnny's house.
Yeah.
But straight.
Different street.
Yeah.
Now you grew up on Tarragona Street, the house that Uncle Fuzzy
Yeah.
lived in, Mamie, and who's in that house now?
Danny. Mamie's
the son,
last son.
the
With
baby.
the girlfriend.
He's the youngest one.
But they're not married. They're just living there. Mamie's living with her daughters.
Yeah, with Lorraine, right?
Yeah. She changes, lives with one, the other. She's been in and out the hospital so many times. Mamie.
You and Daddy only dated for 6 months, you said?
That's all.
He wanted to get married. He didn't want to just get engaged.
He didn't want it. No, he just wanted to get married.
Tell me the story about the rings again. He wouldn't give you the rings? He wouldn't give you the diamond ring?
No,
bought
he
the
just
rings.
took it back with him.
To
He
New...
went with Albert
Right,
Colombo
and
to
they-
go get the rings
Right.
during the day. But we don't have engagement parties like
Right.
you do. Go out
Now.
to dinner and you give the ring.
Right.
He should have just gave it to me then
Right.
and
You
kept
wear
the
it.
wedding band.
Right.
But he took them both with him.
He didn't want to give
He
it to
didn't
you yet.
know. He didn't
They
realize.
did- Oh.
And then Lucy said, "What did you get married the diamond?" And he said, "No." I got it in the box, and well, you should have gave it to her. And then when you get married, he was too much a mother's boy. He wasn't. He wasn't worrying about.
He wasn't worldly enough.
He was
He didn't
different.
know.
He was a different guy. And I says,
Did
"Oh,
you-
he don't talk. He don't joke around. When I'm with John, we joke around, we laugh, and we play games."
And who was John?
He lived 2 doors down at Sugar Street.
What was his last name?
Joan.
Oh, that's right. Falzone or
Joan. We
Fal
called
Joan?
him Falcione, but his name
Falcione.
was Fal, Falgone. Tell you.
yeah.
And the mother
He
was
was more
married.
fun,
Yeah, he
but
was.
his mother didn't want him to marry
She didn't
you.
want him to marry me because there was too many kids in the family and she ain't making no money.
No, you were too poor. So did he end up marrying a
I
rich?
wasn't thinking of money.
Yeah.
I just was having fun.
Were you in love with him?
I liked him, yeah. Then he married this other girl.
So did you fall in
And my
love with
sis-
Daddy, or do you just?
No,
I
we
mean-
went out and I thought about it and I said, you know, he's got a steady job
Yeah.
and I'm sure he's pretty good. You know,
Everybody liked
he
him.
doesn't go around getting drunk in the bars. And I says he got a steady job
Mhm.
in Woolworth, and I thought he was a nice guy. But my sister thought he wasn't for me. She said, he looks like an old man with that hat on. He looked older with that gray hat he used to wear.
Well, that was the style back then.
I know, but it made him look old.
So how come you decided to marry him? You thought he had a steady job and was a good man?
I wanted to marry him to come to New York, and I figured we'd go see different things and do different things, but he wasn't that type.
Well, how did you feel about leaving your family?
Well, I didn't care at the moment.
You were in love and you wanted to go?
I didn't care.
You wanted to get out
I
from
thought
the
it would
group,
be
all
a
the
better,
people?
it would be better for me to see New York.
Right.
You know how they say New York, you know, it's beautiful. But I never got to New York.
You got to New Rochelle.
Yeah, and back to Pittsburgh. I didn't even go to Pittsburgh because I had all you kids, 5 kids. 5 years I stayed home. I didn't go home. I raised the kids for 5 years, except 1 year we took Butchie. He was just walking, about 2 years old or something. And we took the train and he had diarrhea all the way, on the train all the way to Pittsburgh.
Oh, what
I don't even remember how we had the diapers in, or what? I don't
No,
know.
you didn't have, yeah, regular diapers
Regular
then.
diapers,
Right.
yeah. But he had diarrhea, and that's what I knew.
Now, why didn't you take the girls? Where were the girls?
I don't know.
They stayed here with Grandma and Grandpa?
They came with us.
Everybody went?
Hmm.
I remember going on the train when I was 5 or 6 years old to go to Pittsburgh, or 8. A couple of times we went.
Yeah.
So
but
when you
Jeanette
came
went
here,
by herself. She used to take the plane or the train and go herself.
yeah, well, that was when she was
She
older.
knew. She
Butch
knew.
went.
She went with Joanne. She stayed at Lizzie's house. They had good times together.
What church were you married at?
St. Denis.
Do you remember who the priest was?
Yeah, Father Fallon, or Father Fitzgerald.
Father Fitzgerald.
I think so. It's on my marriage license.
Mm.
So I got married November 16th.
Did you have a party?
Yeah, I had a big party. My aunt did all the cooking.
Who
Two
was your
ladies.
aunt? Who was your aunt?
What's her name? Bruno lady. I forgot her first name.
Was she your mother's family or your
My
father's?
father's family.
So it was your father's sister? Was
I
she
think
really
it was
your
a
aunt?
cousin or somebody that married a Bruno. And Mrs. Bruno had twins. And he remarried when the twins were born. His wife died and married this lady. And she raised the twins, and she's the one to cook for me. Don't
For your
worry
wedding?
about nothing. I want to cook. I want to make dinner, and she made rice. Soup with rice. That was our
wedding?
soup for the day.
Yeah,
You gotta have soup with rice, she said.
right.
And
The
then we
wedding.
had escarole soup too. And then I don't know, I think we had raviolis or something. I don't know what we had.
Now, was your mother not able to come to the wedding?
No, she was in the hospital.
What about your father?
He was there.
And all the sisters and brothers were there?
I don't know. I guess so.
You don't remember?
I don't know. I was in a different world.
You were madly in love with Petey.
I didn't know why I was getting married. Maybe I shouldn't get married.
Did you have
I
doubts?
don't know if I'm doing the right thing or the wrong thing. My sister kept saying, "You're doing the wrong thing. Why are you getting married? You don't have to get married. You're too young." She was yelling because she said, "He's not for you," she said to me. I said, "Yes, he's nice."
Which sister was
Well,
this?
he never fooled around or anything. We couldn't even hold hands. He wouldn't fool around anyway because he was honest
Catholic.
and he was really,
And he thought you shouldn't
wait until he gets
You're married, you
yeah,
can't have
his
sex.
mother drowned him out on that.
You can't have sex unless you're married. Right?
Oh, mother.
Well,
Then when I got
did you
here,
care about having sex? You didn't even know what it was.
No, he didn't know, and I didn't know.
He was a virgin too?
Yeah,
He used to say.
Uh-huh.
He said he was a
We
virgin.
didn't do nothing for over 2 weeks.
Why?
We just slept together.
You didn't know what to do?
Mm-mm. I didn't give a shit. I didn't know.
You didn't know nothing, but he didn't know either. He didn't know what
Well, he
was...
never went around with girls.
Yeah, but...
Johnny's father used to come and say, "Pete, come on, we'll pick up a couple girls and go have some beer," and he wouldn't go.
He
No, I don't want to go to the bar.
He doesn't want to carouse.
No, he
That
didn't
was
want to
the same.
go. He wanted to stay with his mother. Okay, I'm going, Pete. Go ahead. He'd rather have his scotch at home.
That was Johnny Emprioli's father. Johnny.
He was running around with a couple of
They
women.
were first cousins. Right?
Yeah, he
were
was
first
running around with women, different women. They used to fight all the time. His mother and father used to. Then he died of lung cancer. He was smoking too much and drinking too much. He died when Irene Colabella died.
Yeah. So what do you remember it was like when you came here for the first time?
Oh, I liked it.
It
was nice.
Who was living in this house?
Nardosi, Grace
Upstairs.
Nardosi.
Right.
She was real nice.
But was Irene here?
No.
Irene was married already?
She's on, who Irene?
Colabella.
She got married the year after I got married.
So she was in the house. And Vinny.
Vinny was in the service.
And Eddie?
Eddie went in the service.
Well, no, Eddie wasn't here yet,
Oh, he
was
wasn't here, no.
Grandma had you bring him later?
Yeah, later, when he was 15. They were going to put him in another orphanage to get adopted.
So he spent from 8 years old to 15 in an orphanage?
An orphanage, yeah.
Him and Johnny?
No, not Johnny. Johnny stayed with Dolly's mother and father.
They took him in?
And Dolly wasn't married.
No.
But she felt sorry for him and took him in. Then she wound up marrying him.
She fell in love with him.
But she was no good either. He couldn't work. There was something wrong with him. I
So
don't
do you
know.
think that
Was a
Johnny...
manic
yeah, was he a manic depression?
But no, I don't know.
Did he have like episodes where he got wild?
Episodes, yeah, when he got
Or he
wild.
got depressed?
And he'd been real nice at times, and then he could kill somebody.
He probably was. He probably was manic.
Then he'd go outside and somebody says, "I wonder who broke my window." The guy next door had his window all smashed, the big window.
So he
on
could
the
have been...
car, and it was him. He did it. He didn't realize he did it.
So he could have been bipolar. Ralph was epileptic.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes down through the family because Ronald has...
And you know what? When I
seizures.
found out, Eva told me that, what's his name? Bobby had epileptic fit while he was in the bar. He killed over in the bar, and they found out he had a little epileptic.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anybody else in the family?
And then he stopped drinking a little bit, but then he went back and drank again.
Yeah, not supposed to
Then
drink.
he left his wife. And
Ronald doesn't drink at all.
Well, that's good.
Where are you going?
I want to see if the pop's good.
I want to know what things you remember about, what you did when you were young. Tell me the story of Uncle Tony when you ironed his shirts. You used to
I
iron
did all the
all the boys?
washing with a wash machine, with the wringer. And then I used to iron them when they were dried. I'd dampen all the clothes and iron them.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wanted a special shirt to go to a dance, and I was
With
mad
Eva?
I didn't want to iron anymore, and I didn't iron the back.
You didn't even buy him.
Oh, why didn't you iron the back of my shirt? I said, because you're going to put it in your pants. Who's going to see it? You never know. I might have to go to the bathroom, and it'll be wrinkled. I laughed.
He was a lot of fun, Tony.
Yeah. And cooked me 2 eggs. Upside down. I can't make them upside down. I said, oh, just flip them over.
Did they called you Mac, right?
Mac.
Mac
yeah.
was your nickname?
Yeah.
Everybody in your family had a nickname.
Yeah, Mac.
Why did they call you Mac?
Because I was short and fat, like you.
You weren't fat then.
I was 119 pounds.
That's not fat. You were skinny.
I don't know.
Did they call you?
me
Well,
Mac.
there's that nursery rhyme, Mary Mac, dressed in black.
I don't know. I never had black on.
No, I just was wondering if that's where it came from.
No,
Well, Fuzzy, how did Fuzzy get his nickname?
I
And
don't know.
Tony's was what?
Tut.
Tut.
King Tut.
King Tut. He thought he was King Tut?
Yeah.
He was the best. And how did Mike get Mooney?
Because he was always in moonshine where
Oh,
he
was
sold
he-
the moonies.
Is that what he was?
In the bar.
He was selling moonshine?
No, he was always in the bar.
Oh.
Never got out of it. He'd drink and drink and drink. But you never knew he was drunk. He could drink a whole barrel of beer and you wouldn't know he
Wouldn't.
drank it.
Yeah.
Probably peed it all out when he went to the bathroom. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
But he always made soup. With
Pete didn't
nice-
have a nickname. Uncle Pete.
No.
He didn't have a nickname. He was just Uncle Pete. He was the
Yeah,
great.
but
He was
Margie
so good.
used to call him Tissue, something like that, Tissue, or I don't know what she used to call him.
Well, Eddie was Sugar
Yeah,
because he was the baby.
yeah, he was real cute
Yeah.
when he was little. Really beautiful baby. I
Blonde.
wish I had the picture of my mother holding him on her lap. Oh no, that was Johnny.
I have that picture. Yeah, you don't have any pictures of Eddie.
No.
Did it? Didn't Margie send you some pictures that were in the house?
Yeah, one of, I think it was a mother and the aunt or somebody. I don't
It
know.
looks like a Longo.
I don't remember.
I thought it was your
I know
grandmother
it
or
was on
grandfather.
That's what she said. I don't know.
Looks like from Italy. Looks like those pictures they all had done in Italy before they left.
I got the big thick frame that it was in, I think.
Yeah, I should go. I know.
You got the picture of
Yeah, I got those two.
Pinky and Renzi and Grandpa together. You got them together.
No, I don't.
Yeah, they're in a uniform.
I think Vinny has those. I think Vinny. Remember the picture of Grandpa standing in front of the flag in his uniform?
Yeah. Was
Vinny
that-
has that. Vinny and Camilla have that.
Oh.
I don't have that.
Oh.
I'd like to take a picture of it. I'd like to have a copy.
Oh, you gotta go there and take it. God knows where it is.
Yeah. They don't have it hanging up.
No. Probably in an album.
Lizzie. Did Lizzie have a name?
Huh?
What did you call Lizzie? Just
Liz.
Liz, Elizabeth, Josie. Josie and Al. You had Elizabeth and Danny. Eva and Tony. Mike was married to Mary, right?
Mhm.
Mike and Mary. Pete and Margie. Who am I missing? Rose was married to Jack.
Yeah,
Right.
Sheila Brash.
Right. We still have some cousins somewhere, right? Do you ever hear from them?
I write to Darlene, but she never answers.
No.
And Heather, what's her name? The sister, Melody, has a daughter named Heather. Is
Yeah.
she cute? Now she must be about 20 by now.
Well, they're down in Kentucky or Tennessee?
No, Tennessee.
Oh.
Greenbrier, Tennessee.
Well,
But the kids don't do nothing like the parents.
did you ever have a job
Yeah, I did housework
in Pittsburgh?
for a lady on next block. I cleaned her bathroom and kitchen, and I used to clean the porch.
How much did you get paid?
$3.50 a week.
How many days did you go?
One day,
One
one
day?
or 2 days. $3.50.
Well, that was a lot of money.
And I used to save it and then try to put it towards a pair of shoes or something, or a dress. If I worked 2 days a week, and then I gave the job to somebody in the family, because her husband was a manager in the bank, People's Bank. And he used to always get dressed up real nice and have a lot of money out, you know. She had money, Mrs. Brackman.
How much was a pair of shoes or a dress?
About $10. Well, but you had to work a couple of weeks to save some
That was a
money.
lot. That sounds
Otherwise,
like-
you'd use the same thing over and over.
What, do you remember doing anything for Christmas? What did you do at Christmas time?
Nothing, we just had nothing, just ate together. We all ate together, and I got one present.
Everybody
I
got,
got a doll, and I put in the trunk to save it, and then I don't know what happened to the doll after that.
who bought the present? Your father?
I don't know. Maybe my godmother, Teresa Tate.
Who was your godparents?
They live down where Joey lives, way down the lane. His name was, Asunda Vendetti. Susan Vendetti in English,
Mm-hmm.
but Asunda means Susan Vendetti. And husband was, I don't know if it was Alphonse or what, Vendetti. Husband
Those were
and
your
wife.
godparents?
Yeah.
Who were the Tates?
Huh?
Who were the Tates? Tate. Who were the Tates? You just said.
That was Teresa Tate. She lived where Eva lived,
Yeah,
next door.
yeah.
She lived there.
And what, was she just a friend?
She was Josie's close friend.
Oh,
And Josie was in her wedding when
okay.
she married. And then we got real friendly, like you and Angela.
Yeah.
And then that's how I picked her to confirm me, because we had to pick somebody. And she said, why don't you pick Teresa? She's nice. She brought me something, but I don't remember what it was.
So what did you didn't work when you were here, right?
I didn't work until I went in the laundromat. I had no trade.
No.
I never went to school.
You didn't like school, so you didn't get a
I
trade.
didn't learn nothing. I wanted to be a beautician or a nurse.
Yeah.
And my father never had money to send me to beauty school, and I wasn't working, making it, so I didn't do nothing.
What did your father do?
He was a bricklayer. He made foundations, steps, and sidewalks.
Concrete work?
And he built all our foundation around the house.
Did he build that whole house?
He built the part where we had the bathroom was. He built that part. Made a bathroom.
At least you had a bathroom, right?
Yeah.
You had 2 bedrooms?
We had 4 bedrooms.
Oh, 4.
Then we had one big room. The kitchen was this whole house, the 2 rooms, maybe bigger, was our kitchen. It was real big, 24 feet.
Yeah, so everybody could eat.
We all had a big table, and we all were in the kitchen. There was no dining room.
No living room.
No living room, just bedrooms, and you stay in the kitchen.
Right, because you didn't have TV.
No.
Did you have radio?
We had a radio.
What did you used to like to listen to? You remember any of the programs you listened to?
Jack Benny and that color guy and
Amos and Andy?
yeah, Amos and Andy and
Oh, Jack Benny's guy
Jack
was
Benny,
what was his name?
Oscar.
Bob Hope.
Yeah, I like him.
Who else was on the radio?
Lucy.
Lucy and
I
Desi.
love Lucy.
Were they on the radio first?
I think so.
Or you listened to things like the Lone Ranger, Charlie Chan? Did they have those kind of mysteries and
Yeah,
detectives?
they had Lone Ranger and they had Cowboys.
Cowboy. That's right. Tom Mix and.
Tom Mix.
Did you used to go to the movies on Saturdays?
If we did our work and we could go out, otherwise we couldn't go out.
Do you remember any
and then
movie?
we'd go to movies and then go and have ice cream and come home.
Who'd you usually go with?
Nothing. Just a couple girls.
With your sisters or with friends?
I don't remember, but I never went by myself.
Do you remember any of the movies you used to like to see? Or that you went to see?
I don't know. I know it was the Rialto.
Oh, that was the name of the theater?
Yeah, Rialto. I don't know what we paid. I think 50 cents or 75.
I don't know.
It was cheap. Now it's $7, $8.
It was $9 when we were looking up in New Rochelle at IROC, New Rock City, $9.75.
Oh, it's a lot of money.
At least in the villages, it's only $5.
I like it in there. It's nice, but it's short.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're coming out.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Well, down in the villages, it's only $4.50, $5, so you could go to the movies more often.
Oh.
It's worth it. It's cheaper.
Well, when I went to Pittsburgh, it was only $1 for senior citizen on a Wednesday. Because me and Margie went to the movies once a week. We'd go see a movie.
You knew Margie a long time, right?
Mm-hmm. She used to take us different places.
She drove.
Now she don't drive. She still got a car.
Well, Eva drove. Did Josie ever drive? No. Elizabeth drove. Liz drives.
She still has her Cadillac in the garage. I don't think she'll get rid of that Cadillac. White Cadillac, cream color. white. Joanne had a Cadillac too when I went there.
So when you came to New Rochelle, you lived here. Where was your bedroom when you first got married?
In here in the
living room. Where the living room is now?
Was his bedroom.
That was Daddy's bedroom? And what was this room? This was the living room then. Did you have a living room?
I don't remember what was here. I know we didn't have no dining room. We all ate in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Or we ate in Butch's room.
That must have been Vinny's.
That was empty.
Vinny's or Irene.
But we didn't have that many people coming in. Grandma didn't want nobody in.
Somebody, either Vinny or Irene must have been in that room.
I don't know. I know
think
Vinny was, and he went in the army.
Maybe Irene was in the front room until she left and got married.
No.
Was that front room there? Or was that a porch?
No, it was only built into a room when Catherine was born.
So that was
They
1937.
closed
The
up. I
year.
wish it was open, the porch. I like the porch better. I should open it.
That was opened in 1937. Or closed then.
Mhm.
That's when you had it done.
She always had pneumonia every month.
Well, that room was always cold. It didn't have heat.
Freezing. We had no heat. 65.
Jeanette
It
was,
wouldn't go past 65.
so then when Jeanette was born, her and Catherine slept in that room. Right?
I don't know. No, Jeanette slept in this room.
Yeah, but that's when we were older. I remember that. Where did Butch, when you had Butch,
He slept on one
in
side
the, yeah,
in a youth bed.
in your bedroom?
Because then he cried so much, and my mother-in-law put him in her room.
You wanted to throw him in the garbage, you said once.
I couldn't stand it no more. I never slept. He had colic. I had to give him a egg yolk and put it in his mouth. 3 months.
You're making that up.
No, you take the egg yolk, open it, take it out, and you pinch the skin and you pull the skin off, like your eyeball. There's a skin they
Right.
take off for
Yeah.
cataract.
Yeah,
Well, that's what the eggs got.
right.
So when you pinch it, you take the skin, take it off, and it goes in a tablespoon, and I had to put that in him, give him the egg yolk, the red of the egg.
Without the skin.
Yeah. Put it in the bottle with milk to thicken the milk to give him a lining in his stomach, because he had colic.
Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible.
And he was crying all the time. And then my mother-in-law says, bring him in here, I'll keep him. Thank God, I said, she's keeping him. I
Finally got my
away.
little boy, and he's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But Daddy was happy, right?
Oh, yeah.
He was crazy about Butch?
Oh, yeah, he was happy he had a boy.
Yeah?
Mhm.
And that you always knew you were going to name him Carmine?
Yeah, well, I promised Grandpa. I said if I ever have a boy, I didn't think I was going to have a boy.
Because you had two girls.
Because I had 2 girls, and I says, oh, I'm not going to have no more kids. You know, I'm not going to probably have any more. And then Butch came along,
That's because you weren't planning it.
and Jeanette was only 7 months. And I was crying because I said, I don't want another baby. She's still little. Then Butch was about 3 months, and I put her both in the tub, and they'd play together little by little. They'd be in playpen, and they both seemed to get along good. It was easy for me after
That.
after 3 months when he was starting to set up, you know. But
He got better then.
he
his
got
colic.
better from the milk, from the egg. Because I took him to a specialist in Larchmont, a child specialist, because he cried so much. I don't know how I got up there. I think with the bus or somebody took me in Larchmont. It was and he says what he knew, just what he had.
Look at your nose.
Huh? What?
I said you're picking your nose and I'm filming you.
You see that? Oh, God. How did you tell me?
Oh, man, she's filming.
Oh, anyway, that's a story. And then I had the 3 kids, and he was called in the Army.
That's right.
And I was stuck with the 3 kids. Then I got pregnant, so he wouldn't go in the Army.
I was after the...
Yeah, no. And then they called him anyway, after he was a year old.
No, that he...
Butchie was a year old.
Butchie. Right. He went in
They
after
called,
Butch was born.
Yeah.
I was born after the war.
Oh my God, I was doing them powder puffs, 144. They throw the big box for $125.
Where was this?
Here on the porch. I was making money. Sipping, gluing all the powder puffs. There was a little hole. They sent the whole box, 144, and you had to do it in 2 days. And then they pay you so much. I forgot how much I got paid. Maybe $12.
Powder
For the
Puff
whole-
Company?
Yeah, they used to deliver them on the porch.
Where were they?
Huh?
Where was the
They
company?
were out where the blue factory is.
Oh, over there on Cedar
And
Street.
then Mike Colabello knew somebody there, and they said, "Oh, we could send powder puffs, and you glue them, they'll pick them up." Oh, that's great. I says, "Why don't we do them?" Me and the Perrys, we did them because our husbands was away, and Mike Colabello and Irene, we all got together.
And
He
you
was
made,
in the Army.
so you were able to make extra money.
Yeah, because I was getting 125 a month for 3 kids, 4 kids. No, I had 3 kids.
Great. I wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
Did your parents ever tell you anything about when you were born? Do you know any stories? How you got your name?
No. I know I was born in Southside under the 10th Street Bridge with Sarah Street.
You weren't born in the house?
No, I was born in that house on Sarah Street, we used to say.
Oh.
Down
They lived in somewhere else.
Yeah, and then little by little, I guess he decided to get that house where I was little.
He wanted to build a house. Buy a
And
different
he was helping people build it, you know.
So
But
Sarah
after the
Street.
Depression was hard. I had to carry the flour home in a little wagon. Yeah, those little wagons, 25
From the-
pounds. I
yeah.
couldn't carry that.
Wow.
And you give them a slip, and they give you what's on the slip.
This
The
was
welfare.
in, yeah,
gives
this
you
was
a
in
slip.
Pittsburgh, right?
Mm,
Or was that here?
Pittsburgh. But you didn't get nothing. You had to work. For $3 a week, or $3.50. And then when I worked for Ralph, the other guy up there, the laundromat, I was only making 75 cents an hour. In Larchmont,
I don't remember that
by
one.
Richbell Road.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
I
yeah.
used to go across the street to
We're
buy
cooks.
cooks, buy ice
Oh,
cream.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and then I helped that lady in the Post Lodge. I ironed and cleaned her house.
The Dohertys.
And
the Dohertys, I
oh,
remember.
that was after. I
Yeah.
had
But I remember
Dorothy,
that. I think I was in
Dorothy Dougherty.
I think I was in Stevenson School.
Yeah, and she had the girl, what's her name? I don't know what her name was. Deirdre.
That's right. I went to the house once.
Deirdre, and I think she had 2 boys and 1 girl.
I thought there was like 5 kids in the family.
Well, she had enough of kids. Her husband, she used to drink a couple of drinks of,
Highball.
no, it was,
Jack Daniels. Scotch, J&B.
no, it
Whatever.
was the white thing with the olive.
But then when did you go to work for Ralph? Ralph's laundromat.
When he opened up.
What year was that?
Then I
Do you
quit
remember?
over there.
That had to have been in the 60s sometime.
Catherine was married already.
Right, 61, 62, 59. Because Catherine worked there a little bit too.
Yeah, I worked with kids. She
yes.
worked there a long time. And then I took over and I worked the whole time. I still got the
She got a
key.
different job. Because I was watching the kids for a while, but she
Yeah.
was working somewhere. I don't remember where.
Now stop it!
You're fighting?
They're fighting.
They're playing.
They get mad at each other and then they'll kiss and make up. Watch. Kiss and make up. See?
Are they gonna kiss now?
See? Now they're kissing. Aren't they kissing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at them. They are.
I know. See, he's kissing.
Oh my God, you're kissing.
Huh?
Look at the birds again. Yeah.
Hi. Hi, Pearl.
They talk to you.
Hi. Tweet, tweet. Tweet. They didn't shed much. Did you vacuum?
Yeah, I vacuumed again.
Oh, you can do that every day.
Yeah, well, I know.
I do it like twice a week. I don't do it every day. They drive you nuts. I can't wait to give them to Irene to get out of here.
You'll get a rest when you go to California.
I'll have a real rest. Maybe I'll make good sales if she lets me use her iron. She bought a new iron and it's still in the box. I really should bring mine and switch it. And bring the new one back. Oh, God.
Remember when we used to get pizzills in Pittsburgh and we didn't know what... Somebody's house, was it Margie that used to make them? I remember the ones we made over the fire? And you put the batter in and you'd have to cook it over the fire, then open the big thing up and take the pizzelle
Oh, I
out.
got that.
But
I got that down the cellar.
I know, but the first
I
time
never
we saw it was in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah?
And then you bought one and brought it back
It
here?
must have been Margie.
Yeah, I
Georgie
just...
wouldn't do that.
No. No, she
Margie. Maybe they have it.
didn't. Yeah, because she liked...
Because Pete's the one that went and bought me one.
Yeah.
He bought me
I
the
remember
big sail iron and he put $20 in my pocket for you. Give this to my little girl.
Yeah.
And he gave me $20.
He was here when I was born, right?
Yeah, he was walking past back and forth in the hospital with Daddy.
It was Labor
Him
Day?
and, what's his name? Dominic Martinelli.
Ah,
Because
that's right.
her
'cause
birthday...
Donna's the 31st, right?
First, yeah.
Or what? Wasn't she August 31st?
31st, yeah.
So
I
we were
sent
all
her
in the
cards
hospital
for
together?
years and then I quit. After the mother died, I just gave up. I seen her one with a brand new Intima. Is it Intima? Brand new car. Oh, look what I got for my birthday. My husband bought me a new car. You want to ride home, Mary? And I said, yeah, okay. And she rode me home.
I know. We were just passing the house. I said to Joe, look, that's the house that Millie and Don used to live in. You remember when we used to go
you
there?
went there? Oh.
Well, we passed by when we were coming back from...
Why didn't you go where you used to live?
We went past.
Yeah.
What for?
Yeah, but you did all that work for that lady and then she died anyway.
Yeah, they had...
Or the husband died or she died.
Well, we were able to move to 39 Acorn Terrace,
I
so
can't
we left.
believe that stove was so dirty.
That whole place.
It took me 3 days to do the stove. Was apart.
Yeah. Well, let's
But
see.
every place you went,
The only thing we didn't
fixed.
talk about, remember, was your arrest, when you got arrested.
Oh. Well, that
What-
was a year after I got married.
And what happened?
I got pregnant in February, I think, or January. 3 months later, I got pregnant.
Yeah.
December, January, February. And I was about 6 months pregnant. And I went to send Josie a card in the post office, and there was a bar on that side before the K building.
Yeah.
And this detective thought I came out of the bar because I passed the bar.
And they were looking
But I
for
wasn't
someone.
in the bar.
Who were they looking for?
They were looking for a girl who looked just like me. She ran away from detention home. She was pregnant too, about 6 months, and she looked just like me.
It's like you had a double?
So I said, no, I just went in the post office to mail my sister a letter, and the big guy was in back of me watching where I went, and he came in the post office, followed me down the steps. I didn't know who he was. And
They took you to Lawton Street? That's where the police station was?
then he says, you gotta come with me. I says, what? He said, yeah, come with me to the precinct. I said, what for? He said, because you're under arrest. I says, what'd I do? You was in the bar and you came out of the Red Rose bar, he told me, and he's holding me by the arm so I won't want to run away. And then I crossed North Avenue for Lawton Street. That's where the jail was,
yeah.
the police station. And I ran in a place where they had all typewriters. A guy owned typewriters. He was selling typewriters. It was a store with all typewriters before the police station. I ran in there and I said, this guy is trying to say that that I came out of the bar and he wants me to go to jail, you know. And he says, well, I know who he is. He's a detective. You better go right along with him. You'll be all right, the guy said. So I went with him to the precinct. And then everybody was looking at me, all the short cops, long cops. I was in one room, they took my fingerprints. And they said, now tell me, where do you live? I said, 65 Acorn Terrace. And I said, can I call my husband? No, you can't call nobody. Well, what are you doing up here? The detective said. I said, I just went to the post office, and now I'm going to Woolworth to get some stoppers for the sink. And Pete didn't work in Woolworth. He was working in the Bronx on Fremont Avenue. And I says I was trying to find my way around and go back home. I was learning to go myself to Woolworth. That's where I was headed for.
You were only here a short time.
Yeah, it was only 6 months or so, and I said, "Oh, I come from Pittsburgh. I never was in a detector. Oh, you look just like her. She's the one." When I went in there, they all said, "She's the one. She's it. She's it. She's it." All these friggin' cops all around. I'm in the middle. After they take me, go in that room. Okay, we went in that room. Then we went in another room.
They search you?
No. So then the only one I wanted to call was Mrs. Exley, Johnny Exley.
Yeah.
And I says, who do you know? I said, "I know Johnny Exley, and my husband works in Woolworth in Fremont Avenue." And he says, "No, you can't call your husband." So then I waited till 4 o'clock. I was in there from 11 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
So they took you back to the precinct station.
And I stayed there until 4 o'clock.
And they wouldn't let you call Dad.
They wouldn't let me out until about 4 o'clock.
Well, did they check on your story? Did they send anybody to go see if you really lived?
Yeah, well, he showed me the girl.
The picture?
She had the same color hair, the same glasses, short, and she was pregnant too, but she went away, and she usually goes to that bar, he said. But I never
So
met
you were
the
just
girl.
passing by and they
I
thought
knew I was the right person for but the wrong one.
Were you scared?
I was a little scared, but they didn't handcuff me.
They didn't do that? They didn't do
No,
anything?
they brought me in different rooms, talked, but they wouldn't let me call nobody.
Did they have a telephone here?
My mother-in-law wouldn't understand.
No, but did you even have a telephone in 1937?
I don't know. I think we did. I don't know. No, we used to use Grace's maybe.
How would you? Yeah.
I don't know.
Grace
I
who?
don't know.
Nardozzi?
Maybe, I don't know. I think we only had it in case emergency. We called the neighbors or something.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I wasn't
know
here.
We had the first television
For the street?
here, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Daddy wanted to have a TV?
Well, he had to have his TV. He bought it across the street of Woolworth. They had a big television store where the dancing upstairs.
It used to be Arthur Murray.
Yeah. Downstairs was TV. And he bought one.
So did Daddy make you happy? You were happy here?
Sometimes I was, sometimes I wasn't. I couldn't go nowhere at night. She said all the bums go out at night. Grandma used to say, "You don't go out at night, you gotta stay here and take care of your children because nobody took care of mine and I don't want to take care of yours."
But you and Daddy never went to God.
We
You
never-
didn't drive, so you didn't go
We went
anywhere?
to the movies he took Catherine with him, and then another week I'd go with Catherine and I'd go with movie. Come back. That's all we did. We never did nothing.
Used to go down to Hudson Park once in a
Yeah,
while. But you didn't swim.
I didn't want to go, but
You didn't like the beach?
no, it was too hot or something. I didn't like the water. I always thought everybody does stuff in the water.
You didn't want to be in the water? Like last night, looking at Hudson Park looked so different.
Different stunk. Mm.
Well, it seemed a lot nicer 50 years ago. I'm sure it was beautiful. Or we just didn't know what
He
we
never
had.
wanted to go nowhere 'cause he always thought it was gonna rain.
Then a what?
He was a weatherman. He always thought it was gonna rain.
You didn't want to go. Well,
didn't
because
wanna
you
go
didn't have a
nowhere.
car and you'd have to walk.
Yeah.
And you had to worry about the weather all the time. You worried about the weather.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you married?
But I never cooked when I got here. I never cooked until I was 25 years married.
Well, after she died. After
She-
Grandma died.
She
Then you were
wouldn't
like-
let me cook, and he wanted to cook for me. Grandpa always wanted to cook. You sit down, I cook.
He was good. He was good.
I
to you.
used to call him all the time after Grandma died, 'cause he was alone. And he used to cry for her, and you know. And then he'd say, oh, I cleaned the house, I did this, I did that. And I said, okay. He said, you gotta pay me, you know. I said, yeah, okay, when I get paid. And they never gave him nothing, but he used to clean the stove, wash the floors and everything.
I remember. He did a lot.
But when she was alive and he was working, well, me and her did all the house cleaning. And after it was done in the morning was all house cleaning, and then you go out with the kids out in the yard or outside, the school ground or wherever. Jimmy Rapucci still remembers when she hit him with the broom. And he laughs like crazy.
Where do you see him?
Grandma Trulli used to run after us and get out of here with the broom. They loved that. And they used to tease her more to get her going. Oh, well. Time to take a nap.
Yeah.
Tired.